I want to bring in today Marwan Barghouthi's son, Arab Barghouthi. He was 11 when his father was arrested and growing up would only see him every few years. He's joining us live from Ramallah in the West Bank, and we heard a little from the interview that you did about 18 months ago on CNN. Arab, it's good to have you. You last saw and spoke with your dad, as I understand it, about 3 years ago. He's been in solitary confinement since then. When you saw that video of him with Ben Gvir last Friday, what was going through your mind?
Honestly, it shocked me to my core. I can't lie. I mean, it's very hard to see my father losing weight and looking, as if he aged 10 years in the last 2 years. After October 7th, as you mentioned, he's been through a lot. He was sent to solitary confinement. He was assaulted multiple times, three major times in the end of 2023, March of 24, and mainly in September of 24. He told his lawyer when he saw him, and his lawyer is the only one who could see my father in the last 2 years. He saw him only 4 or 5 times. He said that was an assassination attempt. They dragged him into an area with no camera surveillance. They started beating him up. He got injured in many areas of his body and got injuries that stayed with him. And then to see this video is really disturbing. I don't know if this Israeli government has limits, and unfortunately someone like Ben Gvir, who's a figure in the Israeli government and the fascist minister, gets a pass to do whatever he wants with Palestinian detainees.
What message do you believe Ben Gvir was sending by posting that video?
He was sending a message that the Israeli far right is controlling the politics in Israel, unfortunately. And I say unfortunately because we in Palestine, we really wish that we can have a more moderate Israeli government, that we can negotiate on a solution that can be a long-term solution that can end this conflict now and forever. And I think that he's doing a political stunt. He wants to show that if I can humiliate the Palestinian leader, the most popular Palestinian leader, as you mentioned, I'm humiliating the Palestinian people overall. But in my opinion, what I saw is that my father stood tall, as always, in the face of oppression, in the face of the illegal occupation of our land by the Israeli government and the Israeli regime. And it showed the ugliness of the current Israeli government, to be honest with you.
Listen, Hamas was pushing for your father to be released during the January Gaza ceasefire that saw the exchange of hostages, of course, for Palestinian prisoners. It also had a short period of ceasefire time and hostage for prisoner exchange back in November of 2023. There is a hostage and ceasefire for prisoner deal on the table right now. Any confidence your father would be part of any exchange, were that deal to happen, of course?
Yes, we are very positive that my father will be released, and we think that it's time. I want everyone to understand that my father represents a really positive force towards the stability of the region. He's someone who, like, the reason why he is the most popular leader is because, first of all, he is a unifying figure, and we Palestinians really need unity, and I could argue that unity will contribute into the security and the stability of the region. The second thing is that his political vision aligns perfectly with the international community, which is the two-state solution, which he has supported for decades now. And also, people in Palestine, we appreciate and really value the leaders that actually sacrifice for us. My father is someone who has spent 30 years in prison, and he's willing to sacrifice for the Palestinian people.
And Israel has been and will continue to be very clear. Marwan was convicted for his role in planning attacks that killed 5 Israeli civilians, charges your father, of course, denies. Now, Israel has not responded officially to this latest ceasefire proposal. It's pressing on with a major assault on Gaza City. At this point, as you and I speak today, do you see any way out of this conflict and towards a day after plan that many, of course, hope will include your father at this point?
Yes, I believe that we are proposing the solution that is accepted by the international community, by the international law, which is the two-state solution. But we do need help. We can't be left alone towards a fascist government that is practicing genocide against the Palestinian people and practicing ethnic cleansing against the Palestinian people in the West Bank, not only in Gaza. And I want to make sure that people understand that our main priority is stopping the genocide, stopping the killing and the slaughter of children in Gaza. And my father represents the Palestinian people. When they're starved, he's starved. When they're being attacked, he's attacked as well. And that's why we mention him. And I want to make sure that people understand that we do not accept the Israeli judicial system that is fault, and we do not accept my father's trial, who was called a terrorist in the beginning by the judge herself, and who was they tried to assassinate him 3 different times before they brought him to prison. It's a system that has a conviction rate against Palestinians of 99.7% and has thousands and thousands of Palestinian people as we speak in prison, for 450 children, 50 women, 3,600 under administrative detention, which is illegal by international law, without trial, without charge. So this is not a trusted judicial system, and I don't accept to put it as a fact.
Your father is a national icon for Palestinians, of course, grew up in the 1970s, the 80s, the 90s. He is still a powerful symbol, as we've been discussing here. One writer in Haaretz suggesting that Benjamin Netanyahu's greatest fear might be the sort of V for victory sign being sort of held up by your father as he were to leave prison, if indeed any deal was struck to release him. I just wonder who your dad is. You're of the younger generation. You're involved in, tech in Ramallah. As I understand it, you're involved in, trying to establish Ramallah in the West Bank as a coding centre, and the very best of luck with the work that you are doing. To that younger generation that you are involved with in the tech world, is he as familiar to the youngsters as he is to an older generation? And will he feel a familiarity, do you believe, with a new generation?
I think he does. Something that you need to know: before October 7th, the Palestinian detainees, they had access to books. And my father is a big reader. He holds a PhD in political science. He teaches Palestinian detainees in Israeli studies. He reads between 10 to 12 books a month. You're talking about thousands of books in the last 2 decades. And he wanted to always stay in touch with what's happening and with reality. And the fact that he's been in prison for more than 2 decades, so you're talking about people who are under 30, which is the majority of Palestinians who never seen him in person and so on, still choose him as their favorite leader, tells you a lot about Palestinians, and tells you a lot the fact that they are supporting someone who supports the two-state solution. This is a great opportunity that needs to be captured by the international community, and this is a great partner for peace. And as you mentioned, Netanyahu doesn't want to release him because he doesn't want a partner for peace. He's been bragging about the fact that he killed the two-state solution, which is the only way to get out of this horrible, horrible situation that we're in at the moment.